The Sangha at Kosambi had descended into chaos. Disputes among the monks turned the once peaceful monastery into turmoil. Monks argued over interpretations of a minor rule, each claiming their understanding was the correct one. Their voices, once harmonious in chants, now clashed like a stormy sea. The Buddha heard of the discontent and decided to intervene. His arrival at the monastery filled the air with a tense silence. Monks gathered, each faction hoping for his judgment in their favor. The Buddha sat under the great sala tree, his presence calm yet powerful. He gazed upon the monks, his eyes filled with compassion. "Brothers, why do you allow discord to infect your hearts?" he asked, his voice steady and resonant. The monks shifted uncomfortably, unable to meet his gaze. A dispute over rules may seem trivial, yet its roots sink deep into pride and attachment. The Buddha continued. One monk stepped forward and said, "Blessed One, they refuse to adhere to the proper discipline. How can we remain silent?" The Buddha raised his hand gently, signaling the monk to pause. "Let me share a story," he began, his tone inviting reflection. Once, two travelers came across a river. Each claimed the river belonged to their village. Their argument became heated, leading to blows. Buddha smiled as he replied, "Turn compassion inward, for anger toward oneself is like a blade cutting through one's own hand. Struggles in learning are stones in a river. They are present, yet they cannot block the flow of wisdom. Brothers," he said, clinging to views as absolute truths blinds us to the greater harmony. "Let go of pride, embrace humility, for it is the foundation of unity." Another monk spoke up, his tone defensive. "But, Blessed One, how can we practice discipline if others disregard it?" The Buddha looked at him with patience and replied, "Discipline is not mere adherence to rules. It is the cultivation of a mind free from anger and craving." He paused, letting the words resonate with the assembly. "Imagine a man were to saw you limb by limb," the Buddha said. His words startled the monks, who stared at him wide-eyed. "Even then, if your mind harbored ill will, you would not be practicing my teachings," he explained. The gravity of his words silenced the remaining murmurs of dissent. Hatred does not cease by hatred. Hatred ceases only by love. This is the eternal law, the Buddha declared. The monks sat in silence, their minds churning with the profound truth of his words. The Buddha continued, "Consider the lotus flower. It blooms in muddy water, yet remains untouched by the mud. Be like the lotus." His gaze swept over the assembly, noting their expressions of both contemplation and remorse. "Ask yourselves," he said, "what is the true purpose of our Sangha? Is it to prove superiority or to seek enlightenment together?" The monks began to murmur among themselves, their tones more subdued than before. "Blessed One, how can we reconcile after such deep divisions?" a senior monk asked, his voice quivering with emotion. The Buddha smiled gently and replied, "Reconciliation begins with acknowledgement. Acknowledge the pain caused, both to others and to yourself. Speak with honesty and humility." He gestured toward the surrounding forest. "Look at the trees," he said. "Though they are of different heights and forms, they share the same soil. Likewise, you all share the same aspiration, the same path. Let that common ground guide you." His words flowed like a gentle stream, washing away the lingering tensions among the monks. The Buddha then led the assembly in a meditation on loving kindness. "May all beings be happy. May they be free from suffering. May they find peace," he chanted softly. The monks joined in, their voices harmonizing once again, the discord melting away with each syllable. After the meditation, the Buddha spoke again. "Unity is not the absence of differences but the presence of mutual respect. Cultivate it as you would a garden." He stood, his presence towering yet serene, and prepared to leave. "Remember," he said, The true enemy lies not in others but within. The defilements of greed, hatred, and delusion. With those final words, he departed, leaving the Sangha in a state of introspection and renewed purpose. He gestured toward a tree standing strong despite the breeze that rustled its leaves. Attention, once cultivated, grows strong like this tree, rooted deeply and unshaken by the winds of distraction. This lake mirrors the sky, the trees, and ourselves, he said. The disciples watched the reflections in the water, their thoughts drawn to his words. The memory of the coral served as a reminder of the dangers of attachment and the power of compassion, and thus, the Sangha at Kosambi learned that the path to enlightenment is paved not with arguments but with love and humility. Master, how can I maintain my patience when I feel the weight of their disinterest? Buddha leaned forward, his voice taking on a note of reassurance. Like the warmth of sunlight breaking through the clouds, patience is not an absence of frustration but a mastery over it, transforming it into persistence and hope. Another day, another challenge arose as news of discord reached the Jetavana monastery. King Pasenadi and Queen Malika had fallen into disagreement. Their quarrel over governance threatened to disrupt the harmony of their kingdom. The Buddha, aware of their dispute, invited them to the monastery. Both arrived with tension etched on their faces. Seeking resolution, the Buddha greeted them warmly and led them to a shaded grove. Your Majesties, conflicts arise even among the wise, he began. But wisdom lies in finding resolution through understanding, not dominance. King Pasenadi spoke first, his voice firm. Blessed One, I seek only the welfare of my kingdom. My strategies ensure strength and prosperity. Queen Malika countered gently. I, too, act for the kingdom's good. Yet strength without compassion leads to a barren rule. The Buddha listened to both without interruption, his expression serene. A chariot cannot move with one wheel alone, he said. Nor can governance thrive without both wisdom and compassion. The king frowned. But, Blessed One, how do we balance strength with softness? Does not softness invite weakness? The Buddha smiled. Softness and weakness are not the same. Water, though soft, carves mountains through persistence and adaptability. He turned to the queen. And compassion must walk hand in hand with discernment. Blind compassion may lead to unintended harm. He gestured to the distant horizon, where the sea met the sky in a seamless embrace. To teach is to honor impermanence, to plant seeds of insight that may bloom when the conditions are ripe. He gestured toward the forest. Look at these trees. Some are strong and towering, others slender and flexible. Together, they create a thriving ecosystem. Master, what if impermanence causes students to cling to the familiar, resisting the flow of life? Buddha smiled, his eyes reflecting the light of the setting sun. Clinging is the source of suffering. To teach well is to guide students to release their grip on certainty. King Pasenadi asked, but what of conflicting views? How can we find harmony in the midst of differences? The Buddha paused thoughtfully. Consider this: when two strings on a lute are too tight, they break. When too loose, they cannot produce music. He leaned forward slightly, his tone gentle yet firm. Balance is the key. Each must adjust, yielding where necessary, for the sake of the greater good. The king and queen exchanged glances, their rigid postures softening. Your Majesties, the Buddha continued, do not see differences as obstacles. See them as opportunities to learn and grow. He recounted a story to illuminate his point. Once, two birds nested in the same tree. One favored the higher branches, the other preferred the lower. They quarreled over which part of the tree was superior. A storm came, shaking the tree violently. Forced to work together, they found safety in uniting their efforts. The tale drew a faint smile from both the king and queen, their earlier tension easing, just as the birds realized So too must you understand, the Buddha concluded. Strength lies not in domination but in cooperation. The royal couple bowed their heads in acknowledgement. The first signs of reconciliation beginning to blossom, the Buddha invited them to join a meditation on equanimity. Close your eyes, he instructed. Reflect on those you love, those you dislike, and those unknown to you. He paused, letting silence envelop the moment. Now, wish for all of them to be well and happy, regardless of your feelings. The meditation stretched into stillness, each word a seed planted in fertile soil. After the meditation, the Buddha spoke again. Equanimity allows us to see beyond self-centered views, opening the door to true understanding. He addressed the king and queen directly. Governance is not about wielding power. It is about uplifting those you serve with fairness and compassion. The king, humbled, said, "Blessed One, I see now that my pride clouded my judgment. I vow to lead with balance." The queen added, "And I vow to temper my emotions with discernment, seeking dialogue over division." The Buddha nodded approvingly, his eyes alight with warmth. Your realizations are the first steps toward harmony. Nurture them as you would a delicate sapling. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows as the discussion continued. The king, feeling gratitude, said, "Blessed One, your wisdom restores peace to my heart and reignites hope for our kingdom." The queen echoed his sentiment. Your teachings are a light in our darkness. May we carry them forward in our actions and words, before their departure. The Buddha offered parting guidance. Remember, a leader's true legacy is not in monuments or conquests. It is in the hearts of their people. With deep bows, King Pasenadi and Queen Malika left the monastery, their bond stronger, their purpose renewed. In the days that followed, their kingdom thrived under their united guidance. The marketplace seemed to echo his words. Rahula, Buddha's young disciple, raised a question. And so, the lesson of the grove became a cherished memory, a testament to the power of understanding and the beauty of reconciliation. Another day, another call for intervention reached the Buddha's ears. The Shakya and Kolian clans quarreled over water rights of the Rahini River. Their dispute escalated, threatening violence between the neighboring communities. Spears were sharpened, armies assembled, and hatred brewed in the hearts of the clans. The Buddha, born of the Shakya clan, knew he must act swiftly to prevent disaster. He journeyed to the battlefield, his serene presence contrasting the turmoil surrounding him. Standing between the two assembled armies, the Buddha raised his hand, commanding attention. "Why do you prepare for destruction?" he asked. His voice, calm yet authoritative, carried across the battlefield, reaching the ears of even the furthest soldier. "What is of greater value," he continued, "the water of the Rahini River or the lives of your brothers and sisters?" The leaders of both clans approached him, their expressions tense but curious. "Blessed One, our people depend on this water," said a Shakya elder. "Without it, our fields will perish." The Buddha nodded, his face composed. He shared another story to illustrate his point. In a remote village, every family contributed uniquely. Some wove cloth, others grew herbs, and still others built homes, he said. "How else can we secure what we need?" The Buddha turned his gaze upon him. "Greed blinds us to the truth of interconnectedness. What you take from another, you ultimately take from yourself." His words stirred murmurs among the gathered armies, their initial resolve wavering. "I once heard a story," the Buddha began, "of a farmer who hoarded seeds, refusing to share with his neighbors. When a storm destroyed his crops, those neighbors turned away, leaving him to starve. His greed, disguised as prudence, led to his downfall." He paused, allowing the story's lesson to sink in. "To claim victory in this fight," he continued, "is to accept defeat in the battle for peace. The leaders lowered their heads, the weight of his words shifting their perspectives. The Buddha stepped closer, his tone softer but equally firm. "Be like the lotus flower," he said. "It blooms in muddy waters but rises above, untouched by the mud." The clans exchanged glances, uncertainty flickering in their eyes. Harmony is not achieved through dominance, but through cooperation and respect. His words carried enduring clarity, imprinting on the disciples' hearts. First, set aside pride. Pride is the root of discord, clouding judgment and sowing division, he said. Second, acknowledge the needs of both sides with open hearts. He gestured toward the river. This water flows freely. It belongs to none, yet nourishes all. Let it guide your actions. The Kolian leader hesitated before asking, "But what guarantees the sharing will not lead to exploitation or neglect?" The Buddha replied, "Compassion tempered by wisdom ensures fairness. Neither blind giving nor unyielding withholding leads to harmony." The assembled warriors began lowering their weapons, the realization of their folly dawning. The Buddha addressed them again. "Hatred is a fire that burns its bearer. By extinguishing it, you preserve life and build lasting peace." He invited the leaders of both clans to join him in dialogue. "Let us speak not as adversaries but as partners seeking a common path," he said. Under the shade of the banyan tree, the Buddha led discussions, guiding the leaders toward mutual understanding. "What do your people fear most?" he asked each leader in turn. Address their fears with transparency and empathy, rather than force. The leaders began to articulate the concerns of their communities, their tones more cooperative than combative. The Buddha proposed a system of shared stewardship over the Rahini River. "Create an agreement that respects the needs of both clans," he said. "Assign representatives to oversee its implementation fairly." His suggestion was met with cautious optimism. "Blessed One, will this truly prevent future conflicts?" asked a Shakya elder. The Buddha replied, "Unity requires ongoing effort. It is not a destination but a journey." He turned to the Kolian leader. "Teach your people that generosity strengthens bonds. A shared resource deepens connections and safeguards future generations." The Kolian nodded, his earlier hostility replaced by determination. "And you, Shakya leader," the Buddha added, "encourage your people to see beyond scarcity. Abundance lies in cooperation, not possession. Let go of rigid views. Embrace change gracefully." Rahula reflected. "Master, is flexibility the key to strength?" Buddha nodded. "Close your eyes," he instructed. "Envision the river not as a line dividing you but as a thread uniting your destinies." The meditation brought clarity, its effects palpable among the leaders and warriors alike, as the armies dispersed. The Buddha's teachings echoed in their minds. The memory of his presence became a beacon for peaceful resolutions in future disputes. The Rahini River flowed once more, its waters nourishing fields and mending relationships. The clans worked together to preserve and protect the shared lifeline. Their bonds strengthened, and thus, the Buddha's intervention transformed a potential tragedy into a tale of harmony. His words transcended time, serving as a reminder of the power of wisdom and compassion. The lesson of the lotus flower became a cherished parable, guiding countless souls toward peace and understanding. Buddha replied, "It is delicate yet attainable. Nurture harmony through mindfulness and compassion." Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.